Well, good morning and thank you very much for joining us. I am Yori Folari. Two subjects today. Let's start off with Edo politics, and as you know, the election is coming up shortly in Edo, and for the governorship over there. So many people want to be aspirants. It is said to be a crowded field, but we'll be speaking with one of them. It is imagined that all of the numbers will be brought. At 29 was the last time, I believe, and this will be brought down in the course of time. But one of those distinguished people that will be vying for the governorship there is our guest this morning, and he's reaching us from across the seas, actually. Honorable Hilzua Johnson, E.J. Agbonayima is our guest this morning, former member, House of Representatives, Federal Commissioner, Code of Conduct Bureau. A fine morning to you, Honorable.
Thank you very much. Good morning. You are there. I'm speaking from Houston, Texas.
Oh,
thank you.
Indeed. Thank you very much. But first of all, that's a fair bit away. Houston, Texas. I mean, are you like on vacation or something, or is it all in the course of work?
Well, it's unfortunate that I just lost my dear son, who died just of recent. That's the reason why I have to come here. He was just buried a few days ago in Houston. My second son, Osazuwa Agbonayima. It's a very sad news for the family, and also to thank and appreciate everyone out there that have been praying for us. We're in a mourning. We are grieving our son's death, and the family is a very, very, in a sad situation, very hard to swallow. But it's a difficult time for us, especially for me as a father. No father wants to bury his or her son.
Indeed.
But as a matter of fact,
I'm sure I speak for all of the team here when we say our deepest condolences to you and your beloved family. So sorry to hear it. But we see also that you are staying strong in the midst of this. Once again, our deepest condolences.
Thank you very much. And I want to use this opportunity to thank and pray for those that have been standing up for us and praying for us. It's a difficult time for our family, our loved ones.
Indeed.
But however,
I can imagine.
All of us came here to this world, and we're all living. One day, we only pray for longevity. Every one of us will die. And I don't pray even my worst enemy
would go through
what we are going through.
Indeed.
Going through right now.
So sorry about your bereavement. But
the issue, a lot of people have been calling me. I didn't want to speak because my son has just been laid to rest. I wanted him to rest in peace. It's for me to start talking about politics at this time. It's a difficult one, but because of the fact that I have a country that is too dear to my heart, and my state especially. I'm from Edo State, and the people of Edo State deserve to get the best. My journey to race was not just because of my selfish interest, it was as a result of service to humanity. Say, ask not what your country can do for you or your state, but what you can, individually, collectively, can do for your country, for your state, for your community. These have always been my desire. That's why I left America to come to Nigeria. I've been former member, House of Reps. I've been former board of director, Nigerian Railway. I've served the former governor, senior aide, and currently Federal Commissioner, Code of Conduct Bureau. And to the glory of God, it was as a result, because of the calling by many Edo sons and daughters, home and abroad, that I should contest for the governor of Edo State. And on that note, I've been campaigning and the acceptance have been so wonderful. I cannot thank every sons and daughters from Edo State that have given me moral support, all the prayers. At least it's only God that will reward you.
Indeed.
But here in Houston, United States, my phone is ringing every day. I say, wait a minute. And you just allowed me to at least mourn my son that have gone to meet the Lord. But it is unfortunate what I'm hearing and saying on social media here is bothering me. There are three tenets of democratic doctrine: loyalty, commitment, and participation. You must be loyal to the people. You must be committed to the people. You must participate in those things that will bring dividends of democracy to the union of the people. That's what I stand for. I don't believe whether you are from Edo Central, Edo North, or Edo South. We are one family. But the way some of the leaders have taken these as is their personal property. Democracy is by the people, for the people, and of the people. We can't begin to start to say one thing and do other things. In that same state, we remember to say one man, one vote, one woman, one vote. But as of today, nobody has the right to deprive others from participating in the electoral process or what they intend or what they want to do to become a governor through electoral process or primary. It is the people that will decide the fate of whom should govern them.
Yeah,
no one man.
That is what everybody is assuming, and we've spoken to other aspirants, and they seem to think, if I were to go to what they're talking about here on the program, that this is we are proceeding apace, as should be, and that it's all fair. I don't know if you were home to be able to be part of the meeting that was conducted, for all stakeholders, where everybody said that, yeah, by and large, everything is going according to plan. So, but you seem to be insinuating that there might be more to it, if I sort of read you right.
I think you have just answered what I was going to say. You have just said it all. There is more to it. Kangaroo screening committee that was set up. Come on now. The same process that brought you in at a time is the same process you are now trying straight. No one man is an island. We all need each other. And you cannot stop anyone from contesting. It is their heart desire to exercise national right.
Was an attempt made to stop you?
Well, I am not home as a result of the death of my son.
Yes.
But that notwithstanding, I still have a stake.
Okay. I was thinking you might have been an aspirant yourself. You're not an aspirant.
I was an aspirant. I was, before I left Nigeria.
You were.
I had to decide what I need to do. A lot of people are calling me. Oh, some of my friends said they want to go and to take the form on my behalf and pay for it. Come on now.
Okay.
I just buried my son. Is there anyone that want to bury his or her son or daughter? Body.
Yes.
Same time, we must speak fact and to the truth.
Okay.
That does not belong to one particular individual, especially the good people of the South. We cannot be taken for granted. We cannot for right. Enough is enough of these shenanigans. Because at the end of the day, APC will do everything humanly possible to pull his house together. We must do everything. The same way they tried when Mr. President contested. Some of the leaders of APC will derail the wheel of progress of Mr. President now. What is going on today in Edo State is appalling, disheartening, unacceptable to the good people of Edo State, especially Edo, where I come from.
Okay.
Edo State, where I come from, the majority, where now the minority are not deciding, dictating for the majority. It is never done. This kangaroo try to sideline. How on earth can you say you screen out somebody like Osumbo? You screen out somebody like General Charles. You screen out somebody like Pastor Zeyamu. You screen out somebody like, what's his name? And many others.
Okay, so this is the crux of the matter, because I was trying to get it. So what is the grievance? And fortunately, you've just come there. You are alleging that some people were, for whatever reason, screened out, to put it in quotes.
This, they have already orchestrated, premeditated, to screen out those that they believe that can to bring out their own stool. See, in politics across Nigeria, those that you think are supporting, you go to the market to buy Chihuahua. And by the time you bring that Chihuahua home, it becomes a lion or tiger.
Okay.
Across Nigeria, those that you think are the ones that you are clamoring for, when they get there, you are always going to be their first casualty to destroy.
Okay.
So sometimes,
Honorable EJ,
outside the box.
Honorable EJ, I just wanted to clear something. And I think you're sort of leading me there. You have interests, and you feel aggrieved, you being from South. I just wanted to be sure if the names that you had mentioned and had alleged were deliberately screened out, if that is the issue here, the injustice of that kind of behavior that you alleged, or if in addition, you too were screened out. Because I would have thought that because of the excruciating load on your heart now, I don't even know, as you were saying, some people were saying that, look, in the view of what you shared with us, do you really want to continue in this race? Do you have the heart for it? Should you? All of those kind of questions. So I just want to be very, very clear. If you yourself, in addition to those people that you have alleged were actively screened out, if you were among those that were screened out, or not necessarily, it's just that you being a good son of Edo South, you need to speak up. I just wanted to be sure where we are for people, maybe Edo people will know all about this, but for the rest of to sort of get a very clear insight into what this is
about. Now, thank you very much. Let me say this. How can you screen out a former minister, Clemagba? How can you screen out the House of Rep member from Edo North, Danko? Come on. This is about dialogue in negotiating. These are people of repute.
Well, unless you help us, Honorable, because that some were screened out. First of all, as you will agree, there are so many distinguished people that want to be aspirants in Edo State. Surely these are not jokers. It's only people of substance that will come forward. I believe the field was as large as 29. Correct me if I'm wrong. I just want...
Let me come in here. Let me just say something. First of all, yet there could be 100 people interested in the governorship. It is when you pick up the nomination, you pick up the interest form, the party interest form and the nomination form. Once you have purchased that, that is to make you that you are ready to contest for this governorship race. Until that is done, you can't screen somebody out who have not obtained, his nomination form, who have not purchased. And why are you screening people? Let them test the water. It is not you.
Okay.
You were not screened out during your tenure. Nobody screened you out.
Who is the you in this case? Who is the you? Was it the head of that meeting that was held with all stakeholders? Who is the you that you are referring to, sir?
See to me, without being told, without any names, you know who I'm talking about. I don't need to mention names, but you know the person I'm talking about. That he's not God. He cannot play God. He cannot. He cannot play God. He cannot play God. God have made you. God have done everything for you. Those that stood for you, those that made you to be popular today, have decided to throw away the ladder that you went to get to the top.
Let me cast a lot in there. Would you be referring to Shiomole, for example?
Wait, you are the one mentioning the name.
I did mention because you don't want to mention, and I want this conversation to make sense. Might you be referring to
involved in this? Hold on, everyone that is in this kangaroo, they will pay dearly for it because
that sounds like a threat.
Edo State.
That sounds like a threat.
No, it's not a threat. It's not a threat. They will pay if they are not careful, because you know what? We must win Edo State. And to win Edo State, every hands must be on deck. Every hands must be on deck. Nobody is an island. No one is an island. If Mr. President have not fought his way, he wouldn't have been president today. Even though some of them who were walking around to make sure he doesn't succeed. But he succeeded. He means well. And all of us gave him support. I'm one of those that have been praying that Mr. President Tinubu should succeed. Because if he succeeds, Nigerians will be among the leading nations. But anyone try to derail the wheel of progress or moving Edo State forward, or moving Nigeria forward, they will pay dearly for it at the poll.
Okay, at the polls. Okay, it's a bit clearer now.
We must be careful. We must be careful how we handle this situation. We cannot rock the boat. We must win Edo State. The way they are going, there's a hidden agenda. Either to derail the wheel of progress from APC, or they have their own hidden agenda to sway, way, and means for the opponent to take over. Because I really don't trust anyone right now. Because no way that APC, with all we have been able to achieve, by the grace of God, that Mr. President, APC is not in the helm of affair at the national level. This is the time we must come together, regardless of all the grievances. We must come together as one. Coming together, you must be able to let people exercise their right, their constitutional right. You have no right to set up a kangaroo. But I'm happy about the APC national leaders, that they saw it, that look, this is totally wrong. The right thing should be done. The right thing should be done. Now, no. I am happy that they have swung into action. I'm begging and appealing to Mr. President to please, to call those that are trying to derail the wheel of progress or moving Edo State forward. We don't want vision. We want already Edo State today that's supposed to belong to APC is not in APC, is not with the APC. Because of the fact that we made silly mistake. And we don't want to go back there. That mistake should be avoided before one is to before harm. Prevention is better than cure.
Well, okay.
Prevention is better than cure.
Okay, Honorable EJ, I hear you. Clearly, this is a deep-seated issue that you believe so deeply in, that all was not fair, or still continues to not be fair in Edo State. But that's contrary.
How can you deprive a former minister, a former GD of NAPC? These are senior men who have done well for this country, who have served the nation. How can you guys claim Agba?
But these are internal processes of your party, of APC. These are the internal processes of your party.
Don't call it internal. These are nothing but ways and means to cheat people through dubious just means. This is undemocratic, unconstitutional, except for a self-centered, selfish, and greedy politician that would behave this way. You must rally everybody, bringing everybody together. You must speak to people.
But the thing can,
sorry, sir. That are talking that are
I am just trying to find out.
I don't think they even have the money to buy the form.
Well, because I was going to go there. I was just trying to find out what the grievance is, because as you know, everybody, and you yourself have said it, but the way you said it, it was a bit dismissive, that if they like, they can be 100. And there's quite a visible field in there that is going to have to be brought down to, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 people, but the field is certainly large. And in spite of this, you're complaining that it's not large enough if some of the good people that you are mentioning have been allegedly, according to you, screened out. This was at a process that involved the national chairman of APC.
I think the national chairman have done well in trying to remedy find the best solution in moving forward. Because Edo State is too sophisticated for this kind of godfatherism. We have been fighting. We don't want godfather. Any person that believes he or she can come to Edo and put Edo in bad light in this special time when we are looking forward to win Edo back to APC. We need to do everything humanly possible to put things right.
All right.
Collectively.
Okay.
No one man can do this. No one individual can do this.
Okay.
It is going to require collective effort of every patriotic Edo sons and daughters that are carry member of APC.
Okay, let me bring in one viewer before we close on this segment. Let me bring in one viewer among the many who have been listening to us from the beginning. Good morning to you, Mr. George.
Good morning, Uncle Yori. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, my sympathies first to the speaker on the loss of his son. I have a sensing that, this is not the first day we are discussing this topic. I have a sensing that the APC aspirants are not prepared to wrestle power from Governor Bassey. From the way I see them speaking, they don't seem to understand that one person can be the candidate of the party. If an effort is being made by the party leadership to reduce the number in order to avoid too agitations, why is the average person taking it so unkindly like this, as if it is me or nothing? I heard the speaker saying, how can you screen out somebody who was the minister, somebody who was the NNPC GMD? Is it about the position you have held before, or about the exigencies of the movement? You are not in power. You are trying to wrestle power from an incumbent. If you were the incumbent, you will talk about, okay, so we have the organ in our hands. We are likely to win the next election. All the local government chairmen are on our side. So all the party structures in the state are on our side. So we can tinker with deciding who should be the next one. But it's not the case. Somebody is already holding the mantle, and you are trying to wrestle it from him. If you are fighting among yourselves like this, how are you going to be able to do that?
Okay, Mr. George, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Honorable EJ.
Yeah.
How you heard him? If the House is not united, might it not work to the benefit of the other contestants in the race?
Listen, if this of Edo State have been patient, some of these aspirants would have screened themselves out
All right.
By not picking the nomination form. In politics, you give room for people to exercise their constitutional rights. We are going to primaries. And majority will always win, while minority will always have their say and majority have their ways. Now, for coming to assemble 29 members because I wasn't around and castrating me in absentia. Yes, those that were there, what you have to do is to talk to them, to advise them. Those who intend to step down, to reduce the number, is conversation, conviction, try to dialogue as a family member. It is left for anyone that are willing to step down and say, we've heard you. When you now say you screen them out, is that in our constitution? By the way, it is the people, the current member, if this is the direct primaries, that will decide the fate of who should be the flag bearer of the party APC in Edo State. But when you now set up a kangaroo committee to now say you are narrowing it down to see from 6 to 4, come on. Except there's a hidden agenda. There's a hidden agenda. I smell some rap. I smell some foul play.
Okay.
There's foul play that is ongoing.
Honorable E.J. Agbonyi, I want to thank you very much for coming on. Again, once more, the catastrophic bereavement that your family is contending with, we send our condolences, as will no doubt everybody who is watching this and listening to this. But we're going to have to leave it here. You have sounded it now to the hearing that, well, perhaps contrary to what most people might have, that processes are, continuing smoothly. At least there are people who have a different take on this whole matter. So I thank you for bringing them out for, but as somebody said, if you don't get your act together within the Edo APC, it just might work to the benefit of other concerns.
No, definitely we will get our ass together.
Okay.
We must get our ass together.
Okay.
I am appealing to Mr. President to intervene.
All right.
To intervene in Edo, because we need Edo State. We cannot afford to lose Edo State.
All
but
right.
the way we are going, that's why I said prevention is better than cure.
It's the time to leave it.
I didn't want to speak this issue. Phone calls, calling me. I am briefing. It is very painful. You don't understand. It is a tough period for me.
We can only imagine.
This is my state.
Yes.
State.
Thank you. Condolences, Honorable. We're going to have to leave it now. Thank you very much for having the strength to come on out of the love for your beloved and country. Okay, we're going to have to leave that there now. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back, and we'll switch to another aspect of the polity. We'll be looking at, Governor Aiyedatiwa has sacked the commissioners. In fact, he's dissolved his cabinet, and political appointees have been sacked. So we'll look at that. Stay with us. We'll be right back.